Hi guys, my name is Alisha Loren. If it's your first time here, if you've been here before, thank you so much for joining me again. Tonight I thought that I would share with you guys my nighttime skincare routine. And in case you're wondering what I'm wearing, it's a shirt that my daughter made for me. So I am in my nighttime wear. I don't get dressed up in silk robes and really fancy stuff when I go to sleep. Like totally, I don't do that. I have silk pillowcases. I might put on a bonnet or something like that. I'm sure I'm going to twist up my hair when I'm done with my video, but nothing dramatic. I'm going to bed, okay? But I wanted to show you guys what I do at the end of the day to prepare for bed. And I have a mirror really close to me because I'm blind when I take off my glasses, so I would not be able to see. But I am going to start by cleansing my skin, and I have my my Sonicclear brush with a bit of cleanser, and it is dampened. So I'm just gonna dampen my face to start, and I dampen my face before I start. And I'm not gonna talk through this part, and I'm gonna speed it up. So I just follow the cycles on my brush. It beeps every 20 seconds or so to tell me to go to a different zone on my face. And I do this without applying any pressure. So you'll see the bristles on my brush don't really bend when I do this, but I'm gonna clean my whole face. I didn't have on makeup today, just skincare and sunscreen, so. Okay. So after that, I just take a wet cloth and wipe off all the residue from my cleanser. And if I had on makeup, I would probably use eye makeup remover and all that stuff, whatever. But I might do a double cleanse, but that's not necessary today. And so then I just let my skin dry slightly. Really, the most drying that it's going to do is what I get walking from my bathroom into my office. So it's really not that much because it's like right next door. But I put on my lip product. If my lips are really dry, I'll use my Bite Agave Lip Mask, but most of the time it's just my regular cocoa butter lip balm, which I really like. It's really super cheap, but it works good. It has the right amount of petroleum and wax, which is really the only time you'll ever see me using petroleum. But it works well. And so I'm going to go through my skincare products, which a lot of these you probably have not seen me use before. Some of them are new, some of them are not. But I'll kind of briefly go through why I am currently using each product. Some of these you might have recently seen on my Instagram, but the first thing that I like to put on right now, I am going through a retinol purge. So I had, or am kind of at the end of the cycle of about 7 or so pimples on my chin or my lower jawline. And that's one of the reasons why I know that it is a retinol purge. So if you start using a retinol or retinoid product and you end up with a lot of pimples, one of the ways that you can tell it is from the retinol product is if you get a lot of them all at the same time. And I have about 6 or 7 all on my chin, which is where I normally get pimples, and they all cropped up at the same time. They all look the same, they're about the same size, and that is really from the product. If I had gotten these at different times, weeks apart, over a long period of time, that would have indicated to me that maybe it was an allergic reaction, that it was hormonal or something of that sort. But if you ever have that happen when you start using retinol, what you want to do is just continue to work through it. Don't stop using your product, because when you start again, you'll have the same thing happen. So mine are almost gone, and how I've been treating mine is with my typical Excited Skin combo, which is salicylic acid from The Ordinary. And this is a 2% salicylic acid solution. And this does have some witch hazel in it, so it can be a bit dry. I am thinking about trying the Sunday Riley UFO oil, but I don't know, when I may try that. So while that soaks into my skin, I'm going to put on a couple drops of the Noid Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate. And this is a very thin amber colored liquid, and I just use 2 drops of that. And I just put this into the contour of my hand. And you can see it's a little bit sticky. So, but 2 drops is really all that I need. And I start under my eye, and I work that everywhere where I have a little bit of a fine line. And this goes on the upper and lower eyelid. And just lightly work that in. So, and I'm not trying to actually rub that into the eye area. I just want to lightly apply. And once I feel like my area that I've applied my salicylic has dried, then I'll go in with like half a dropper full of my Sip Repair Tiger Grass Repair Serum. And this comes in a balm as well, but I like lighter consistencies on my face most of the time. Things that are heavier tend to be over moisturizing for me, and I can get whiteheads from them. And this is by Dr. Jart, and because I'm just putting this on the lower half of my face, I don't like to use a lot. This helps to prevent my skin from getting too sensitive and sore from all of the blemishes that I have. And I also like to put this on the sides of my nose, because the sides of my nose I tend to get scabbing. It gets very sensitive when I'm using retinol or retinoid products, and I can get scabs on the sides of my nose when I'm using those types of products. So this actually acts as a bit of a barrier and protective product. And so if I want to use the retinol on my nose, then I don't have a scab afterwards. So put that on. And the next thing is my Juice Beauty Cellular Neck Lifting Cream. This product I've actually only been using for a couple days, and I haven't decided what the right amount of that is. That's what that looks like. And this has plant stem cells and moisturizers, and I just apply this to the neck area in an upward motion. And I decided to get a cream for my neck because I started to notice like some loosening of the skin right here in the center of my neck, and I thought I was gonna die because I'm like, that looks horrible. So I was really not happy with that. So I wanted to start to work on that area. And I do run my skincare products down my neck area, but I hadn't noticed that before. And so I felt like, okay, well, I need to get something specific for that area to see if that improves the look of, you know, the loosening skin that I was seeing there. The other thing is that honestly, because I started to put my Kate Somerville product on the area, that has helped too. So we'll see how it works if I'm doing a bit of a double whammy of products there. So the next thing that I'm going to do, because I don't have too many more products, is I'm going to take my DCL AHA Lightening Gel, and I'm going to apply this to any of my hyperpigmented spots. And what I like to do with this is I just take like a little bead of this and I pump it onto the top, and I like to take a very small makeup brush that's really used for detail work on the eye. This is a Sigma brush, and I like to just dot this onto the areas where I need it. So put my glasses on so I can see. And of course, I don't put this anywhere where I have like an open blemish because it'll burn. But when I get a new blemish, as soon as it's healed enough where it's not going to aggravate me, then I go ahead and I start treating that area, because the sooner I start putting something on it, then the quicker it goes away, and it actually doesn't darken as much if I start putting something on it sooner. And I like to use a synthetic brush for this. This brush is actually a natural hair because I needed to wash my other one and I was being lazy. And I actually find that the natural hair actually sucks up some of the product. So if you use this product on something that is not a hyper pigmented spot, it is not going to do anything. So I have a couple spots that are like little moles. It didn't do anything. It just lightened the area around the mole, which was weird. So just make sure that you're using it somewhere where it's actually going to be effective, because that product is about $100 a bottle, so don't need to waste it. So that is that. And then again, just kind of let that dry a little bit because I don't want to move it off of the spots where I've applied that. And the marks that I had on my neck from the burns from the ordinary glycolic acid, I actually was putting it on there too, and it has lightened that very well as well. So use it on that stuff too. So I'm gonna have so many marks on my chin when this is all for me. Like it's so red. So I do have to say, I don't think anything has worked as good on dark spots as the Fashion Fair Vanquish or Vanish cream, which I don't even know, I think they're not producing it anymore. That stuff was unbelievable. So, and it was not nearly as pricey, so more expensive doesn't always mean better. All right, so now that that's dried, I'm going to apply my Kate Somerville Deep Tissue Repair, which you can't see this because it's shiny. So, and this has one of those airproof, lightproof bottles. So you just pump some out, and I don't always use a full pump of this, but And I don't put this on my nose because if I do, I get whiteheads. And then, last but not least, I've been using the Ordinary Granactive Retinoid 5% and Squalene. And I used to use the 2%. So when I stepped up, I wanted to go for something that gave me a little bit more action. So when I stepped up to the 5%, that's when I got all of this happening. I never had a purge when I used the 2%. So I think my skin was probably like, well, are you gonna do something? What are you gonna do? You ain't really doing nothing. So this, I just used like 3 drops. That's it. And put that on my forehead, my cheek. I can get some on my nose. And I'm like very careful with my nose. Like I get it on the side, like where I have blackheads and stuff, but I try not to get it in the creases because that's where I tend to get that scabbing if I do, because it's sensitive there. And now that I'm wonderfully shiny, that is absolutely everything. So all that I have left to do is take down my hair and twist it up for tomorrow, because I do not sleep with my hair in a ponytail holder or bound up because it's restrictive on my scalp. But that's it. That's my current skincare routine. And those products work very, very well for me right now. I wouldn't say that I'm able to, rave about the Juice Beauty product because again, I've only been using that for a couple of days, but all of the other products I am very happy with. And one of the things that we should always remember is that if products are working for you, don't be anxious to change them. Stick with what works. There's nothing wrong with that. There's always something new coming out, somebody, making something fantastic. And, I'm sure people are gonna say, oh, you don't use vitamin C and, why don't you do that? Or do you have that in your daytime routine? For me, I have tried vitamin C for quite some time and on numerous occasions. I've tried working it into different parts of my routine, daytime and nighttime. I find that my skin does not respond well to vitamin C. I don't get the brightening effect that I like without getting a textural response. So I get lots of little fine bumps from vitamin C. I've tried a lot of different formulations, a lot of different brands. I haven't found one that I don't get that reaction. And for me, I feel like there are other ways to get that effect. And there are some other acids that, lots of people use and are happy with that I don't use. There's nothing wrong with not using every single skincare ingredient that's available. Use what your skin responds well to and what works for you. That's all you have to do. You don't have to be on, and you've heard me say this before, the skincare bandwagon, which is, for instance, why you don't see me using hyaluronic acid as my, skincare moisturizer. I tried it, my skin doesn't like it. I can use it, in certain formulations, in certain molecular weights, but, you can't always use everything. So do what makes your skin happy. And I hope that this was helpful.